There are moments in life when the mind becomes unusually sensitive to its surroundings, when even a quiet evening feels heavier than usual, and small thoughts seem louder than they should be. In many spiritual traditions, such experiences are described through symbolic language, not as literal predictions, but as reminders to stay aware of one's inner state. What feels like a message is often the subconscious drawing attention to emotions, decisions, or worries that have been ignored during the rush of daily life. At times, people interpret this inner stirring as something external or divine, giving it a voice and form to better understand what they are feeling inside. It is less about something coming from the outside world and more about what is already unfolding within a person's own thoughts and heart. These moments are not meant to create fear or urgency, but to encourage reflection, grounding, and calm awareness. When life feels uncertain or emotionally charged, the mind can create powerful imagery to express what words alone cannot easily explain. Instead of expecting something dramatic to happen, it can be more helpful to pause, breathe, and observe what emotions are present in the moment. Often, clarity comes not from anticipation of events, but from understanding oneself more deeply. In that sense, what is heard in such moments is not a warning of fate, but a gentle reminder to slow down, reconnect, and approach life with steadiness rather than fear. Look around your room. Now look beyond it, because right now, heaven is in your home. Right now, angelic presence surrounds your walls like a shield of invisible fire. This message was ordered to find you before midnight, because at midnight, a visitor arrives, not a person of flesh and blood, but a ripple of energy, a revelation, a truth long hidden. And if you are not prepared, it might overwhelm your spirit, but if you are ready, it will bless your soul in a way you've never known. If your heart feels like it's racing, that's not fear. That's the part of your soul that remembers what divine power feels like. You've forgotten, but your soul never has. The reason I'm crying out for your attention now is because God saw the storm on your path, a spiritual storm that looks like an argument, a betrayal, a secret, or a deep confusion entering your space. But tonight, the heavens want to reverse it, and this is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Subscribe now to stay connected to the messages God and the archangels are trying to get to you before it's too late. You don't have to pay for blessings, but staying in this divine frequency is how you stay ahead of what the enemy tries to hide from you. You may wonder, how can something shocking happen in my house when everything seems quiet? That's what makes the unseen world so powerful. It moves in silence. It weaves through conversation, mood swings, dreams, sudden phone calls, energy that feels off but can't be explained. And tonight, that energy is set to enter your space unless heaven interrupts it through you. You are the gateway. Your heart is the key. You are not just the receiver of this message, you're the activator of a miracle, the protector of your own destiny. God told me clearly, there is a spirit of confusion circling someone in your household, trying to create misunderstanding between you and someone you deeply care about. That's why there's tension in the air. That's why you've felt off lately. That's why you've had dreams you can't shake. It's not just stress. It's not just imagination. It's an alert from the divine, an attempt to stop what was meant to bless you. But I'm standing with you now to intercept it. Tonight, at a specific moment, you will feel a shift. Some of you may hear a sound, feel a sudden breeze inside, or sense a coldness in your chest. That's not random. That's the presence of spiritual energy moving in your space. You must speak out. Even if it feels strange, you must say, in the name of God and Archangel Michael, I declare peace, light, and truth in this home. Let only love enter, and let every hidden enemy be exposed and removed. Don't underestimate the weight of your voice. Heaven reacts to it. Darkness fears it. You were made with spiritual authority, but most people forget that. I'm here to remind you tonight, because something hidden is going to come to light. It could be a conversation you overhear. It could be a text that surprises you. It could be an unexpected visit, a confession, or a decision that rocks your foundation. But don't fear it. Don't curse the shock. Embrace it, because this shock is designed not to destroy, but to deliver. There's someone close to you who has been keeping a secret, not always with bad intentions. Sometimes people hide truths because they think they're protecting you, but God says you deserve full light, you deserve the truth, and this person cannot carry that weight anymore. Their spirit is heavy. They've been debating whether to say it or not, and tonight the divine verdict comes in. They will say it, and when they do, you must respond with calmness, not anger, with wisdom, not impulse, because how you respond will determine what comes next. There is also a divine surprise coming alongside this shock. It's not all heavy. In fact, if your heart is open, this message may turn into your miracle night. Someone who doubted you will suddenly begin to believe in you again. Someone who walked away will think of returning. Sometimes what we believed was lost can return in unexpected ways, often when we have grown enough to recognize its meaning again. Tonight may bring a sense of heightened awareness, where emotions surface more easily and subtle feelings become harder to ignore. If tears come without clear reason, allow them to flow, as they may simply be the mind and heart releasing stored weight and quiet tension. Such moments are not signs of weakness but reminders that you are still deeply connected to your inner world and its quiet intelligence. You may notice your surroundings feel more meaningful, as if ordinary spaces carry reflections of your thoughts, memories, and shifting perspective. Rather than seeing this as something extraordinary or predetermined, it can be understood as a natural rhythm of reflection and emotional processing. Sometimes, a simple message or thought can prompt us to pause and reassess what we value, what we carry, and what we are ready to release. What feels like coincidence may often be timing shaped by attention, awareness, and the way our mind connects subtle patterns in daily life. In that sense, being more present tonight could help you notice insights that usually pass quietly in the background of routine thinking. Whatever unfolds, let it be met with calm openness rather than expectation, allowing experience to speak for itself without forcing meaning onto it. Let tonight simply unfold at its own pace, without pressure to interpret every feeling or moment as something significant or final. Sometimes, clarity arrives quietly when we stop searching for meaning and allow ourselves to rest in presence, observation, and emotional balance. Everything has its own timing, and you are exactly where you need to be. Yes, beloved, this isn't random. This is prophecy unfolding. You've already opened the door just by reading this far. That means your home is no longer just a physical space, it's a spiritual vessel. The walls around you are now vibrating with truth. There are no coincidences in the divine realm, only divine timings. And this message reaching you right now, just before what's scheduled to occur tonight, is proof that your name has been whispered in the courts of heaven. You were seen, you were noticed, you were chosen, and now the spotlight of protection, of truth, and of clarity is shining directly on your home. I must tell you something important. The one who's been praying for you from the other side is present tonight. Someone you loved, someone who crossed over, someone whose soul could never fully rest because they still had hope for your story. They've watched you suffer silently. They've seen your tears behind closed doors. And tonight, they are spiritually standing near you, giving you strength to face what's coming, not with fear, but with power. Their message is this: don't let the past haunt you when the future is calling you higher. You are stronger than they ever knew. There's a pressure that's been building in your life, and you've been pretending to carry it well. But heaven sees the cracks. Heaven sees the moments when you fake smiles while your soul trembles. That fake strength you wear so well, it's not your only choice anymore. Tonight, the presence of the divine is offering you real peace, real protection, real release. If you accept it, if you claim it out loud, everything can change before the morning comes. You may feel like you're losing control in some area of your life, finances, relationships, mental clarity, but that is the exact reason why this moment was created. This shaking isn't meant to break you, it's meant to wake you. What's entering your house tonight has been circling your spiritual field for days, maybe weeks. A secret, a confession, a shift in someone's energy, that feeling you can't explain. It's not in your head, it's spiritual friction. Something that's been buried too long is about to rise. There is a person whose actions you've questioned, but you never had the full proof. Tonight, that person's mask may begin to slip. Don't panic when it happens. Don't react with rage. Just observe. God is showing you what's been hidden, not to shame you, but to prepare you, so you can make decisions based on truth, not illusion. The divine doesn't expose things to break hearts. It exposes to heal them. And you, dear soul, deserve healing that lasts. Tonight, a small decision will lead to a big consequence. Maybe a message you send, a conversation you allow, a door you lock, a prayer you whisper, but that one move will either open or close a door to something life-changing. Don't sleep on your instincts. They are not random tonight. They are angel-activated. Listen to your body, to the sudden chills, to the urge to move from one room to another. These are not coincidences. These are the nudges of the divine spirit trying to reroute the danger before it lands. I must also warn you with love. There's a lie that has been told about you, a word spoken in shadow that was meant to twist how someone sees you. But God is not letting it stand. The truth is coming out. The person who believed the lie is going to see the truth with their own eyes, and when they do, they'll come to you, not with pride, but with regret. Don't use it to shame them. Use it to elevate. You were never meant to stay low just because someone couldn't handle your light. Archangel Michael does not show up like this unless there's a divine rescue mission happening. And this is exactly that. A rescue of your peace, a rescue of your name, a rescue of your future timeline. And yes, it's urgent, because the enemy has been planning to plant confusion in your home tonight. This message can be seen as a moment of reflection and inner grounding, a reminder to center yourself when life feels mentally crowded or emotionally unpredictable. It encourages you to pause and reconnect with a sense of calm awareness, especially during times when distractions or sudden thoughts pull you away from what truly matters. In everyday life, these interruptions can come in many forms: unexpected messages, shifting moods, or memories resurfacing without warning. And the idea is not to fear them, but to recognize how easily attention can drift when the mind is unsettled. Staying present, steady, and mindful becomes the real strength here, allowing you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It also speaks to the importance of emotional balance, where you learn to observe your thoughts without being controlled by them. Some moments may feel unusually intense or meaningful, as if your intuition is heightened or your surroundings feel more sensitive than usual. But rather than interpreting this as something external or mystical, it can simply be understood as your mind becoming more aware of subtle emotions and patterns. In that state, gratitude can be a grounding response, appreciating clarity when it arrives and acknowledging personal growth when you notice it. The message also reflects on human connection, the way people sometimes observe our journey quietly from a distance, unsure of how to approach or express themselves. It gently reminds you that emotional openness can return even after difficult experiences, and that new beginnings are always possible when you allow yourself to remain receptive. Ultimately, it is about staying anchored in self-trust, maintaining emotional clarity, and moving forward with a quiet confidence in your own path and choices. A glow from the higher realms. If you speak gratitude before bed, even if you're tired, that light will wrap your spirit like a blanket. You may wake up at an odd hour. That's not insomnia. That's visitation. That's revelation. Keep a note nearby. You may be given a name, a sign, a date, or an instruction that seems small but holds the key to your next big breakthrough. Please don't ignore it. And if you feel the urge to cleanse your space tonight, do it. Light something. Wash your hands in prayer. Speak peace into the corners of your room. This isn't superstition. This is preparation. The house must match the energy of the message, the energy of truth, the energy of miracles. The shock may come in disguise. It may look like someone pulling away. It may sound like a confession that hurts. It may feel like a dream you weren't expecting. But behind it is your freedom. Behind it is your next blessing. You were never meant to live in confusion. You were created for clarity. And this night, heaven has decided, is your turning point. There is a golden light assigned to your bedroom tonight, a glow from the higher realms. If you speak gratitude before bed, even if you're tired, that light will wrap your spirit like a blanket. You may wake up at an odd hour. That's not insomnia. That's visitation. That's revelation. Keep a note nearby. You may be given a name, a sign, a date, or an instruction that seems small, but holds the key to your next big breakthrough. Please don't ignore it. And if you feel the urge to cleanse your space tonight, do it. Light something. Wash your hands in prayer. Speak peace into the corners of your room. This isn't superstition. This is preparation. The house must match the energy of the message, the energy of truth, the energy of miracles. The shock may come in disguise. It may look like someone pulling away. It may sound like a confession that hurts. It may feel like a dream you weren't expecting. But behind it is your freedom. Behind it is your next blessing. You were never meant to live in confusion. You were created for clarity. And this night, heaven has decided, is your turning point. Yes, I will continue now. Stay with me closely, because every word still to come has been pressed upon my spirit with divine urgency. Heaven is not done speaking into your house yet. The air around you is vibrating with the sound of angel wings, with the breath of God Himself sweeping through the corners of your soul. There's more to be revealed, more that your heart needs to hear before this night completes its assignment. I need to tell you something very precise. There is someone who is spiritually jealous of you. It's not always obvious in their words, but it leaks through their silence. It shows up in how they celebrate others more loudly than they celebrate you. You've noticed the subtle tone shifts, the lack of joy in their eyes when you succeed, but you've kept your mouth shut, thinking it's better not to stir waves. But heaven says no more pretending you don't notice, not because you must confront them with anger, but because you must protect your spirit from low frequencies that delay your ascension. And here's the divine twist. You don't have to cut this person off with bitterness. You just need to shift your energy. They'll feel it. And the ones meant to rise with you will adjust. The ones not meant to stay will quietly walk away. Either way, your peace will multiply. Tonight is sacred. It's not about vengeance, it's about vision. The vision God is restoring in you. You lost it a little. You forgot who you were becoming. But now, heaven is putting that mirror back in front of you. You will remember. You will rise. But first, the veil must tear. There's something else I must say, and it's sensitive. There's a connection in your life that isn't what it seems. A person whose smile hides a motive, someone whose energy shifts too fast, whose support feels inconsistent. They've spoken about you when you weren't in the room, and soon that truth is coming out. Do not beg them to stay. Do not mourn what heaven is removing. You've outgrown some energies, and it's not pride, it's progress. Don't shrink for the comfort of those who were never meant to walk with your upgraded self. But even deeper than that, there's a blessing that's been trying to reach you, but your spiritual atmosphere has been fogged up by distractions. There are moments when emotions seem to interrupt your progress, just as things start becoming clear, making everything feel heavier than expected. From a reflective point of view, those experiences often come from internal overwhelm rather than any external force. As you move through this phase, it may feel like a mental fog is slowly beginning to settle, allowing thoughts to organize themselves with more ease and calm. That sense of pressure in your chest can gradually soften when you pause, breathe, and give yourself even a short moment of quiet without distraction. In that stillness, your mind may start to process things you had pushed aside, and what once felt blocked can begin to feel more workable. Over the next few days, you might notice small, meaningful coincidences, an old memory resurfacing, a message arriving unexpectedly, or a name crossing your path that triggers reflection. Rather than viewing these as fixed signs, you can see them as reminders from your own subconscious, guiding attention toward unresolved emotions or unfinished thoughts. Dreams during this time may feel more vivid or emotionally charged, carrying symbols or fragments that stay with you after waking, simply because your mind is trying to organize deeper feelings in its own language. Allow yourself to observe without rushing to assign absolute meaning. If emotions rise, even tears, they can act as a natural release rather than something to resist. This process can create space for a renewed sense of balance, where old emotional weight begins to loosen and clarity slowly returns. It is less about external messages and more about inner alignment taking shape again, helping you reconnect with stability, direction, and a quieter kind of confidence moving forward. And the time is coming very soon where that person will reach out, not because of loneliness, but because they've realized no other connection could mirror what they felt with you. When they do, ask God to guide your response. Sometimes people return, not to stay, but to close the chapter properly. You've been waiting for a divine sign to know whether you're on the right path, and this is it. Right here. This message, these words, they were aligned by heaven's hand to reach you at the exact moment your soul would be most open. And you may not realize this yet, but while you're reading, angels are shifting the atmosphere around you. If you pause and truly feel, there's a gentle pressure on your skin, a coolness in the room, a slight electric feeling inside your chest. That's not anxiety. That's presence. That's power. There are blessings that skipped others but will land on your name. There are gifts that waited because you weren't ready yet, but now you are. You've matured. You've been through enough. You've cried enough. And God says, now, I trust you with the thing I held back before. That thing? It may be love. It may be purpose. It may be resources. Whatever it is, it's sacred, and it's already moving toward your door. Don't be shocked if your body suddenly tells you to clean a room, throw away old clothes, rearrange furniture. That's not restlessness. That's spiritual readiness. That's your soul making space for the unexpected miracle about to land. When it happens, don't question how it came so fast. Just say, thank you. There are blessings that skipped others, but will land on your name. There are gifts that waited because you weren't ready yet, but now you are. You've matured. You've been through enough. You've cried enough. And God says, now I trust you with the thing I held back before. That thing? It may be love, it may be purpose, it may be resources. Whatever it is, it's sacred, and it's already moving toward your door. Don't be shocked if your body suddenly tells you to clean a room, throw away old clothes, rearrange furniture. That's not restlessness, that's spiritual readiness. That's your soul making space for the unexpected miracle about to land. When it happens, don't question how it came so fast. Just say, thank you. There's a message waiting for you tomorrow too. Something written, something spoken. Someone is about to admit something they thought they'd never confess, and it will put many pieces together. You'll say, now, I understand why that happened. You'll stop blaming yourself. You'll stop doubting, and your clarity will feel like heaven opened a window just for you. And before I go further, please remember this. The greatest miracles come quietly. No fireworks, no loud alarms, just a gentle shift, a small door creaking open, a whisper inside you that says, something's different now. That's the sign. Watch for it. Yes, I will continue now. Breathe deeply, because what comes next is part of your soul's awakening. What you're feeling right now in your chest, that pressure, that subtle heat behind your eyes, it's not just emotion, it's alignment. Your spirit is syncing with something larger than what the world around you can explain. That's why your body is responding. That's why you're still here reading. Your soul knows this is not entertainment, this is intervention. Tonight, a memory may come to you out of nowhere. It might feel like a wound reopening, but don't be afraid of that moment. That memory is coming up to be reinterpreted, not to hurt you again, but to set you free. You were never the villain in your story, even when others made you feel like you were. You were learning, surviving, holding on, and now you are stepping into the version of you who no longer needs to apologize for how deeply you feel, how powerfully you sense, how divinely you walk through the world. There is an ancestor, a grandparent, a parent, or someone older who loved you dearly, who is closer to you tonight than you can imagine. It feels as though certain moments arrive reminding you that you are being guided and supported, even when life feels uncertain. You might notice small patterns repeating in your day, familiar songs appearing unexpectedly, or scents that pull you back to meaningful memories. For many, these moments serve as gentle prompts to pause and reconnect with a deeper sense of calm and belonging, reassuring you that you are not as alone as things feel. There is a quiet strength within you that has carried you through challenges others never see. Every setback has added to your resilience, shaping you into someone who continues to rise even after difficult experiences. You are not defined by fear, luck, or circumstance, but by the persistence you show each time you choose to move forward. Sometimes, life can feel heavy or unclear when thoughts and emotions build up. In those moments, stepping back can help you regain perspective, as understanding often returns with time. You do not need to solve everything at once or carry every concern at the same speed. Giving yourself space to breathe can ease inner pressure and restore balance. As days pass, things often settle naturally, and clarity begins to grow in unexpected ways. Let patience guide your pace, and allow a sense of calm to replace urgency as you continue moving forward through quiet renewal. There's someone who once made you feel invisible, someone who chose others over you, who treated your energy like an option. Tonight, they are remembering you, not just with nostalgia, but with an ache they can't explain. They're realizing your value too late, but that doesn't mean reconciliation is impossible. It just means you must use wisdom now. Your worth is no longer up for negotiation. You've outgrown those games. What's next must match your new vibration. And about money, yes, God sees that too. Your finances have felt tight, unpredictable, frustrating, but the reason things have been blocked is not because you're cursed, it's because something greater is being stored up for a bigger release. God delayed it because He didn't want you to waste it on people or situations that didn't deserve access to your blessing. But now that you've released some old attachments, now that you've grown, the gates are beginning to open. Expect a divine transfer soon. A check, an opportunity, a yes, where there used to be only maybes. Tonight, cleanse your mirror before you sleep. Look into your own eyes and speak a blessing. I receive clarity. I release fear. I am protected. I am chosen. Your words will echo louder than you think. And tomorrow morning, you will wake up feeling different, lighter, more certain, more aware of what is real and what must go. There is also someone who has been pretending to support you while secretly competing with you. The divine is exposing them not to cause a scene, but to give you permission to finally walk in your own power, without pretending you're okay with being underestimated. You no longer need to shrink to make others comfortable. Your elevation will expose their insecurity, and that's not your fault, it's your calling. Soon, you may receive an invitation, maybe small, maybe unexpected. Accept it if your spirit feels peaceful. There is a divine appointment waiting on the other side of it. A person who holds a piece of your purpose is going to cross your path. Don't miss that moment by second-guessing yourself. Heaven is coordinating things now with divine precision. Trust the flow. I feel the energy rising in your space now. It's getting stronger. That means the angelic presence is settling. That means the shift is happening, even as you read. You're not imagining this. Your room is changing. Your house is receiving something sacred. And all because you didn't scroll past. All because your soul whispered, stay. There is also someone who has been pretending to support you while secretly competing with you. The divine is exposing them not to cause a scene, but to give you permission to finally walk in your own power without pretending you're okay with being underestimated. You no longer need to shrink to make others comfortable. Your elevation will expose their insecurity, and that's not your fault, it's your calling. Soon, you may receive an invitation, maybe small, maybe unexpected. Accept it if your spirit feels peaceful. There is a divine appointment waiting on the other side of it. A person who holds a piece of your purpose is going to cross your path. Don't miss that moment by second-guessing yourself. Heaven is coordinating things now with divine precision. Trust the flow. I feel the energy rising in your space now. It's getting stronger. That means the angelic presence is settling. That means the shift is happening even as you read. You're not imagining this. Your room is changing. Your house is receiving something sacred. And all because you didn't scroll past. All because your soul whispered, stay. Yes, beloved, I'll continue now, because what is coming is sacred, and heaven is not finished pouring this into you yet. You are not just reading words, you are absorbing divine frequencies. Your soul is drinking from the wells of prophecy, and each sentence is realigning your future. This is not storytelling, it is soul-telling. What you are feeling right now in your bones is memory, not from this lifetime, but from before. In moments like this, you are being invited to reconnect with your sense of direction and inner stability. Something in your life may feel unsettled right now, as if old patterns of delay, distraction, and self-doubt have been weighing on your thoughts more than usual. Instead of seeing this as something external or mysterious, treat it as a turning point where you consciously choose a clearer mindset and a calmer emotional space for yourself. If you find yourself overwhelmed, pause and gently affirm simple intentions like choosing peace, choosing clarity, and choosing actions that align with the life you want to build. These small declarations are not about magic, but about training your mind to shift away from confusion and toward focus. Your environment also matters more than you think, so take a moment to reset your space in a way that feels grounding. Open a window, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that your home can represent safety, calm, and renewal. You don't need dramatic signs or external validation to begin this change. What matters is the decision you make internally. If stress or fear has been lingering in your thoughts, allow yourself to release it gradually instead of carrying it forward. Notice how your body responds when you let go of tension, even slightly, and trust that awareness as a guide toward balance. At times, change can feel intense or unfamiliar, but it often shows up as simple shifts in perspective rather than sudden events. Stay present with what you can control, speak to yourself with kindness, and focus on steady progress. What you build from this moment forward depends less on outside forces and more on the consistency of your choices, your mindset, and your willingness to move forward with clarity and calm intention. There's a divine reason why your sleep has been interrupted lately, why you wake up around 2 or 3 a.m. and can't explain why your mind feels restless. That's not just insomnia, it's spiritual nudging. Your soul has been hearing the whispers before your mind could translate them. God has been trying to reach you quietly, gently, night after night. And now, this message is the answer to the spiritual call you didn't even know you sent. Let me tell you what happens next. Your name is being mentioned. Somewhere, in a room you haven't entered yet, your name is being whispered with favor. Someone is considering you for an opportunity, for an offer, for a change you didn't even apply for. And it will feel sudden, but it's not. Heaven has been working behind the scenes. The delay was divine, because what's coming to you now will not be something temporary. It will be rooted, secure, aligned with your purpose. Don't be surprised if someone who hasn't spoken to you in a long time suddenly appears. They may come with an apology, with tears, with clarity. You might feel confused. Should you receive them or turn them away? Here's your answer. Listen to the way your body reacts when you see their name. Your spirit will know the truth, and if it feels heavy, walk away in peace. But if something feels still, calm, divinely orchestrated, receive it with open hands. Not every return is a test. Some are restorations. The presence in your house tonight will linger through the early hours. Don't rush to sleep if your spirit feels awake. Sit in silence, light a candle, journal, pray. Whatever your practice is, do it, because something is being poured into your spiritual body, something you'll need for the next chapter, a new level of discernment, a new wave of spiritual strength. You're about to handle blessings you once thought you'd never be ready for. And about love, there's someone new whose heart is being drawn toward yours. You don't know them yet, or maybe you've only sensed their energy, but they are aligned with your frequency. Not here to break you, not here to waste you, but to build something sacred with you. Your soul is preparing to receive them. That's why old wounds are rising, to be cleared, so that when this new person arrives, you don't reject their love out of old fear. Yes, they will come, and it will feel easy, calm, pure, no games, no back and forth, just flow. And when they enter your life, you'll say, "Now I understand why the wait was so long. This is worth it." There is also a financial breakthrough tied to your spiritual posture tonight. God has seen your heart, the way you've tried to stay faithful even in lack, the way you gave when you had little, the way you stayed kind even when it didn't pay off immediately. That kind of heart cannot be hidden forever. A divine transaction is being prepared with your name on it. Unexpected funds, a debt being cleared, a new stream of income. Watch what happens over the next 7 days. You won't have to force it. It will flow. The angels are not leaving your house at midnight. They are staying until the energy has fully shifted. That means your dreams tonight will carry power. You may feel like someone is sitting on the edge of your bed or gently touching your arm in sleep. Don't panic. That's not fear. That's a visitation. A divine being letting you know they are standing guard. Speak gratitude when you wake. Say thank you out loud. Your words carry more spiritual weight than you know. And if by any chance someone tries to argue with you tomorrow, walk away. That's the test. The enemy would love nothing more than to drag your energy back into the old cycle of drama, doubt, and defense. But not anymore. You are in a new season now. There is also a financial breakthrough tied to your spiritual posture tonight. God has seen your heart, the way you've tried to stay faithful even in lack, the way you gave when you had little, the way you have continued to show kindness even when it didn't bring immediate results, says something deeply meaningful about your character. That kind of resilience and quiet strength often builds outcomes that only become visible over time. Life has a way of rewarding persistence, sometimes through unexpected opportunities, financial relief, or new directions opening when least expected. The coming days may bring subtle shifts, and things you've been hoping for could start moving in ways that feel natural rather than forced. Instead of looking for dramatic signs, pay attention to steady progress, calm decisions, and small moments of clarity. It can help to stay grounded, avoid unnecessary conflict, and protect your energy by choosing responses that keep you centered. Peace of mind becomes stronger when you step back from arguments that don't serve your growth or direction. Rather than reacting to every challenge, focus on consistency, patience, and building stability in your daily life. In time, what feels uncertain now may begin to settle into something more stable and manageable. Trust the process of gradual change and let your actions reflect calm confidence rather than pressure or urgency. You are moving through a phase where patience and clarity matter more than speed or reaction. Keep your focus steady and allow things to unfold without forcing outcomes ahead of their time. Weeks ahead may reveal progress in simple, quiet ways that confirm you were never stuck, only preparing for what comes next. Stay present with what is working, appreciate small wins, and allow yourself to grow without rushing into conclusions about outcomes that are still forming. Everything is aligning in its own steady rhythm. Trust consistency and remain calm throughout now. This isn't just advice. This is preparation, a sacred download, and the more you allow these words to enter your heart, the more you'll realize tonight wasn't random. It was a divine setup to shift your entire path. Let me tell you what your spirit already knows. The battle you've been fighting has not been against people. It has not been about money, or failure, or loneliness. It's been a spiritual battle over your light. The enemy tried to convince you that you were overlooked, forgotten, left behind. But heaven says no. Heaven says your name is still carved in gold. You were never denied, just delayed until the environment was safe. Tonight marks the end of the attack against your confidence. You're not only protected now, you're being launched. There's someone in your life who misjudged your silence. They thought because you didn't fight back, you were weak. But what they didn't realize was that your silence was strength. You were letting God fight that battle. You were choosing peace over drama, grace over revenge. And now, the tables are turning. Not because you raised your voice, but because heaven lifted your name. In the coming days, the people who doubted you will see something shift around you, and it will humble them. You won't even have to say, "I told you so." Your peace will say it for you. Let me speak now about your home. The very air in your house is changing. There were spirits of anxiety lingering, shadows of sadness that didn't belong to you. Some of it was picked up from visitors, others from memories that still echoed in the walls. But Archangel Michael has sent warrior angels into your space right now. They're walking your halls, placing shields in the corners, lifting the frequency. Don't be surprised if you feel like opening a window or lighting something sweet. That's your spirit responding to the cleansing. Someone you once trusted planted doubt in your spirit. They acted like they were in your corner, but their energy told a different story. They drained you without you realizing it, and now you finally see it. That's why tonight is so powerful, because now you're not just protected, you're awake. You'll never let someone dim your light like that again, not because you're cold, but because you've learned, you've risen. Here's what you must know: before the week ends, something will try to pull your attention backward, an old memory, an old mistake, a person from the past. But listen to me. What's behind you has nothing new to say. The future is calling, and it speaks in miracles. Let what's gone stay gone. You're building something sacred now. Don't dig in yesterday's soil, looking for tomorrow's harvest. Tonight's message was not just to warn you, but to awaken your inheritance. Yes, inheritance. There's something your bloodline was supposed to carry, a gift, a power, a purpose that got buried through generations of pain and silence. But you are the one heaven chose to restore it. That's why your path has been harder. That's why you've felt heavier. You were never just living your life, you were breaking cycles. And now you get to build something new. Your children, whether born, unborn, spiritual, or adopted, will walk easier because of what you're unlocking tonight. The pain stops with you, the fear ends here, and what begins, what begins tonight, is legacy, peace that multiplies. You may not feel qualified, but heaven says you are ready not because of perfection, but because of surrender. The moment you opened your heart to this message, you gave heaven permission to finish what it started. And tonight, God is saying, I am faithful to complete the good work I began in you. There's a financial confirmation coming in the form of a sign. You might overhear someone mention a number. You may see an unexpected amount in your account. You may be offered something you didn't chase. Receive it with open hands. It's part of the reward. And no, it's not too late. Heaven doesn't measure timing by clocks. It measures it by readiness. And you're ready now. Tonight, if you feel the urge to write, do it. Even just a line. Let your spirit speak back to heaven. Even if it's just, I'm here. I'm listening. That alone sends a vibration through the spirit realm that tells every angel on assignment, my child is awake. Deliver what was delayed. You may have been the black sheep, the one nobody understood, the one who felt like they had to carry more than others. But heaven says, that was the mark of the chosen. And now your story is becoming the blueprint others will follow. You will no longer have to explain yourself. Your peace, your glow, your miracles will speak for you. Watch how things start to fall into place, like puzzle pieces you weren't even trying to solve. It often feels like life has its own timing, moments where things quietly align in ways we don't immediately understand. Some describe this as luck, others as intuition, and some as a deeper sense of meaning unfolding beneath everyday experience. In quiet nights, when the mind slows down, people may notice subtle sensations or thoughts that feel unusually vivid, like a memory, a feeling of reassurance, or the sense that they are not entirely alone in their thoughts. Psychologists often explain this as the mind processing emotions, stress, and hope in symbolic ways while we rest. Instead of fearing these experiences, it can help to view them as reflections of your inner world, seeking calm and clarity. When life feels uncertain, grounding yourself with simple affirmations such as, I am safe, I am steady, I am allowed to rest, can bring comfort and balance. There is something powerful about choosing peace even when emotions feel intense, and about trusting your own resilience as you move through change. Challenges that once felt overwhelming often begin to shift when seen from a calmer perspective, revealing lessons or paths that were not obvious before. You are allowed to release fear and make space for clarity to grow. Let tonight be a reminder that rest is not emptiness, but restoration, and that your mind and heart are constantly working toward healing and understanding. Whatever you are going through, it is gradually shaping strength within you, and you are more supported by life's natural rhythms than you may realize, even in silence. Trust your pace and allow each new day to unfold without pressure, knowing progress often arrives quietly and steadily over time within life.